Winology, The 48 Laws of Winning by Raymond Hardy. Chapter 16, Use it before you lose it. Everybody has been issued a certain measure of gifts or talents in addition to having a life cycle with an expiration date, sort of like milk. A lot of times you hear people near the end of their career state that if I knew what I knew back then, I would have done things different and been much further ahead in life. A prime example of this are pro athletes, actors, and dancers, of which in an average career 3 to 5 years, most of them are coached or conditioned to believe that they are invincible and unbeatable in their respective crafts and think that they can compete for a lengthy career. While some great ones have surpassed the 5-year mark, a lot never have made it to the 2.5 or 3 years necessary to acquire a pension. You will hear a lot of people say that the NFL stands for the not for long league. The major irony of this situation is that while a lot of them are in the pinnacle of their careers, they fail to begin with the end in mind by having an exit strategy or a plan B, a backup plan, just in case the dreams ends up prematurely or a nightmare injury or a situation erupts. The other sad part of the situation is that a lot of them blow huge amounts of cash, like monopoly money, on non-functional jewelry, self-depreciating material items, cars, and overpriced wardrobe items instead of investing in adequately for their future so that their money can work for them instead of having to work for money or someone else after their illustrious career is over. A lot of things that people seem to take for granted, don't use wisely, don't take for granted is time. Just there are various seasons and levels in the life cycles. There is a time and place for everything. Time is valuable commodity which once lost can never be regained or redeemed. I have told a lot of my former players or on several occasions that money, time, honeys wait on no man. Neither do scholarships or contracts. The worst thing to see is a player or an athlete past his prime still trying to live the dream when she was fresh out of college when he actually is washed up like detergent. Stuck in a time warp, has no plan or provision to make a smooth transition into the future. Each level in life cycle has various experiences and lessons for us to encompass, which oftentimes helps us to develop mature metamorphosis in addition to preparing for us for future endeavors and experiences. A prime example of this is one of my former players who at the age of 40 was a free agent and still trying to play professional football. On the outside, he looked like the perfect specimen, or as we like to say, passed the eyeball test, which meant he looked the part. He appeared to be in better shape than the other youngsters due to, the constant regimen of working out in the weight room. What he didn't take into account was, with the game of football being a collision sport and a barbaric in nature, the human body wasn't designed to take pain and punishment more than a few seasons in a life cycle, nor the rigors of running around on artificial turf past a certain age. Even though players' mindset approach were very energetic and enthusiastic, his mind, body, and soul weren't on the same page. Consequently, he experienced a serious career-ending injury, which took a major surgery and a few months of rehab in order for him to walk away again. Fortunately for him, he had an entrepreneurial venture in place, and the right people on his personnel team sustained him during his comeback. So he had a backup plan. He had a plan B. More of the story is, as I said in other chapters, know what game you're playing before you begin, and adapt and adjust your game to fit the terrain. It's nothing wrong with chasing a dream, but if it hasn't developed or manifested or looks close like reaching a goal by the deadline, it's time to move on. Develop insight and awareness as so to notice and discern the changing of seasons and operate appropriately in each. Now I got a special note. Learn the business side of your game. The typical lifespan of your particular industry so that you can approach it in a proper perspective and exit and elevate gracefully when it's time to move around. A lot of people disillusion themselves with false hopes and aspirations. Always have a plan B as well as an exit strategy at hand. When you set your goals for the future, make sure that they are realistic and consider the different stages of the life cycle and adjust your plans according to your ability to perform, produce, and motivate others to do the same. Remember that success is not always about prestige or material items, but more so about the progressive attainment and achievement of one's goals in addition to being able to provide for your family. The championship rings, the trophies, the checks are nice, but life is about the journey, the people that you meet along the way, and the legacy that you leave behind. And once again, that was chapter 16. Use it before you lose it. Winology, the 48 Laws of Winning by Raymond Hardy. If you like anything that I read in this book, in the previous videos, or this video, comment below. Reading is fundamental. You know why? It funds the mental.